Okay. Prime topic. Things you should not say to people of color. Mary!
Hi, how you doing? My biggest thing is don't try to identify somebody without asking first. And going in that, don't ever assume that they're going to be friendly with any derogatory terms you use towards them or any other people of color. Or anybody in general, any human. I don't care. Like, my biggest thing is like, you think you can call me what you want, and it might hurt for that moment, but my hugest thing is if you're trying to call me something I'm not. Like, that hurts a lot worse than some of the words that are out there. Like, I was called a dyke. I'm not a dyke. I've been called a spick. I identify as white for a long time. Definitely not a spick. Like, don't try to fucking, like, place your labels on me without asking me what those labels are.
One of my things is I hate stereotypes. I really do. I hate the whole, oh, you're not black enough because you don't sound black, or I don't speak Ebonics. It's not its own separate language. It's just slang. Just like any other culture has their own, broken English and slang and everything. It's not a whole separate. And please don't
African American vernacular is its own language. It is its own language. Abby, you were wrong. It has its own etymology. The African American vernacular is its own language.
It is.
Ebonics? Yes. It is its own identified language.
It is.
Okay. Like, it is.
Well, to me, it's not.
That is, and to me, there's still 9 planets, but that's not reality.
Yeah.
Mine is, and this is when anybody tells me about the, like, oh, where are you from? I'm from Vietnam. I was in Vietnam once. Don't tell me about your fucking vacation. Don't tell me about that time you took a trip, because a lot of people that I know have never been to their country of origin, or whatever you want to put it, like their lineage country or whatever. They've never been there. And especially for African Americans, we can trace it back to a boat, and then most of those were sunk. Like, you want to go hang out in this sweet boat, that's fine, but like, I hate the white vacation.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, you were in Vietnam. I love Vietnam. Have you ever been to da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da?
Following that? Oh, you're black. Do you know Charisse?
I was just gonna say that. Oh my God.
Yes. Oh, you're gay. Do you know Ellen?
Oh yeah.
Or I love them like going. I was like, oh, you're Middle Eastern. You don't like going. They're Iraqi. No, I'm not Iraqi. I'm like, no.
Yep.
Oh, you play golf? I know Tiger Woods.
I've got a black cousin. Oh, that's cute. I don't care.
The identifier that I want. I'm like you. Bitch, we different.
Now, here's the thing.
I'm three-quarter native.
I totally get the want to identify with, because a lot of us will do that anyway. Not just with race or anything with that, but say like if I were to say, yeah, I like to cosplay. Oh my God, I love to cosplay. I immediately, so we have an identification with each other. So, and I know with a lot of people when they meet us, when they meet a person of color, they don't know what to say to them. And they go
right,
and that's
a great fucking intro.
The thing is that they go with what they see as the most prevalent, and I kind of just have to go, okay, I can't stand that approach of saying like trying to identify with a person's race. Like I can't stand it, but I also can't stand the well, what are you? And then you go, well, I'm Middle Eastern, or I'm African, or I'm Hispanic, and you go, oh, you don't really look Hispanic. I'm like, I get that a lot, and I go, have you seen many?
Oh, but you're not like the rest of them.
That's
what not to say. What not to say. Like,
but you're not really that way.
That moment where they tell that really good black joke, and then they look over at you and like,
but not you.
But not you. Actually, can we just get rid of the word "but"? we're in a time and era
Yeah.
that if you ain't talking about my ass, which we're just gonna move everything to ass there, if we're not talking about
Or a
my
cigarette.
ass, but nothing ever follows. Like, it's always, I'm not racist,
But here's a racist comment.
but, or like,
That's like saying that no offense,
but.
oh my
The
god.
word "but" we have to get rid of it. There's no, it's tainted. It's the Donald Trump of words.
Here, you need to wipe it.
No.
I see what
Yes,
you did
I
there.
did that. I did the
I
pun.
see what you
Okay.
did there.
Oh my god.
No, but that's a big. That is a. I think it's something we really should not be saying to. I mean, now if I wanted to know, if I were to go like to Dom, I say, Dom, is it okay if I ask you where like your like origin is from? And you say no. If you said and now if you said yes, then you told me, it's a completely. There's a completely different conversation that happens there.
Absolutely.
And I think-
because there's no
rapport.
assumption there.
And
Yeah.
I think we'll get to there, but I really think you get one of like, where are you from? And somebody's like, Brooklyn. That's it.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have,
yeah.
because
You
I
stop there.
feel like we like, where are you from? Where are you from is a simple enough
I get
question.
that.
The second time you ask
Yeah.
it, you're done.
Yeah.
You start, you're
Yeah.
done. That's like yeah, but like.
Where are you from?
Where?
And they're like, no.
What are you mimicking? What am I supposed to look
Oh my
like?
god! Did you see that BuzzFeed video? That was like the this Asian guy, like he's like awkward Asian moments, and like he runs into somebody who like the person says, "Oh, where are you from?" And he's like, "Detroit." Oh, but where are your parents from? See, there's your second question.
Yeah,
right there.
no,
There's your
yeah.
second question.
Yeah.
You get one.
Your parents are, but I mean, like, who? I mean,
That's what
really,
I go,
does that need to
America?
be a
And they go,
conversation?
No, like they even
America?
went further, did
No.
they? They were like, "What kind of Asian are you?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're like, what? This is like 5 questions down the line. Why are
you
you
know what?
giving me the 3rd degree right now?
There are some people
I'm not
that-
asking you your family history, and I don't even know you.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because we
God.
don't care.
But
Exactly.
there are some people that lead with their ethnicity or race like first. Like you ask somebody and they're going, I'm Vietnamese. Like it doesn't matter where they were born, doesn't matter what their citizenship papers are or whatever. I don't know why I'm super into Vietnamese right now. I might be hungry. I need some chicken. The Vietnamese know how to fuck with some chicken. but there's some people that lead with that. But I feel like we were talking about with like identity, like the beginning of this identity conversation, we really have to leave people the space to decide how they want to be identified.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we can't assume it, and we should be careful, like we just talked about earlier, Dom, words that are appropriation, that were used in society, even as we talked about using the term boy.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey boy, what's up? Or, what you doing, boy? Kind of thing. And a lot of people have that term. Like, if I were to say that to somebody, Dom, I know he doesn't like it. That's actually, that becomes offensive to you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that might be coming from a person of color and not from a white person.
Right.
So
I have mine, and I was kind of like, mine was outed, but I was going to say it anyways. Like, I don't.
sorry.
Boy is the only thing I don't like being called. Like that is it. Everything else is a conversation point. I'll break you down and build you back up. But like, I am a 1985's dude. I will fucking fight you. like that is not off the table. This illusion that millennials don't fight exists in a generation much younger than me, and we will work on that later. I will take you to task.
We'll work on it later.
Which is right next to the business down in but I wanted to actually do around the table of like for each of us individually.
Yeah.
Like mine, that is it. Like because of my background and everything, like that's mine. But what are the things for us personally that you don't like being called or you don't like hearing?
Oh, I got one.
Let's take it out. Let's take it out.
Go ahead, girl.
So, okay. So when it comes to dating, I don't think I'm an ugly woman.
You're not, girl. I date you.
This
You my
just
sister,
turned into the
though.
video I wanted to see.
I find it very interesting. I don't discriminate. I date whomever I like to date. But I hate the phrase, "You are so pretty for a black girl."
Yes.
Qualifiers.
Yep.
Wow.
The qualifiers.
Wow.
You
Wow.
are asking for a beat down.
Yep.
Why does that matter? And where did that idea come from?
Yeah.
I get it. Yes, we are in a Eurocentric society. I understand all of that. I understand that white European features are what favor. I get all of that. But what makes you think you can come to me and you say, oh, I think you're so cute, blah, blah, and you think you have a chance with me, and you think that is your number one pickup line is, oh, you're so pretty for a black girl?
Yep.
Are you serious? So not only you talking about me, you talking about my mother, you're talking about my sisters, you're talking about my cousins, you're talking about my friend down the street. You're saying that they're all substandard, and I have some type of fantasy that I completed for you. That's unacceptable. I think we're all beautiful, no matter what we look like, what my skin tone is. Just say if I'm beautiful, just say I'm beautiful, and that's cool.
And just end it there.
Just end it there. Look, I am a self-assured woman.
I might say you're beautiful, for a girl.
You're a strong, sensitive woman.
Right. Appreciate it. But I just hate those qualifiers. Like, if you have to think about a qualifier to try to get with me, can you please step to the left? Because you are not the dude I want.
To
Goodbye.
the left.
Goodbye.
I
can't stand it.
Absolutely. I've heard Asian men and seen Asian men go through the same thing. Oh, you're pretty hot for an Asian dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And this isn't a POC thing, but I've had a customer once, an old white dude, sitting down with his old friends, and this is not an ageist thing, it's just qualifier. Qualifier. But he said, so what do you do when you're out for fun or besides this? And I said, I write. Oh, okay, what's the publication? And I told him, and he was like, so are you gay? And I said, yeah. And they're like, oh, that's a shame. I was like, you have got to be shitting me right now. Yeah. And then
If you had a chance, like,
Take him. Take the tag.
I was like,
unacceptable. I'm sorry, Mary,
Yeah.
but oh Jesus, no.
yeah. And at the end, he was like a little, almost, he had to check himself about how much a tip he gave me. Because I was standing right there awkwardly, like waiting for him to like finish signing his receipt, or I was just standing there like because they needed something, and he was like, "Oh, I better give you a little bit more." I was like
you need
I'm
it.
gonna go
you
now
need it.
because I didn't shop where they shop,
Wow.
So one of the things
But I'll
that,
take your money though. That's fine.
right?
mine is definitely the N-word. I don't like hearing it. I don't like being called it, and I definitely don't speak it. But one of the things that, and this goes along with dating also. I usually date lighter than me, and that's only because of like
everybody?
the area. Yeah, pretty much. And that's only because of the neighborhood that I grew up in. That was just, what I used to, and that's what attracted me. But I do get the, I've never dated a black girl before. Or you're my first black girl that I've ever dated. Or you're so exotic looking. Or if I'm in between getting my hair done, you should leave it out.
Do you know?
Yeah. Like.
Did you just tell a woman to just leave her hair out? Like, do you know what we have to deal with every single day, early in the... No. Do not talk about my hair. Don't touch my hair. Don't go anywhere near my hair. Do not even step on the platform of my hair. If you do not have my hair, there's no reason you need to talk about my hair whatsoever.
What's that?
That's another topic within itself.
Not kidding.
Do we want my story?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. This isn't necessarily what verbally gets us, but so I was working at an establishment at one point, and my fellow server I can't remember which country in Africa she was from, but she was here in the States with her father, whatever. Anyway, she had absolutely gorgeous, like, sideshow bob hair, right?
Yeah.
And so she is the first person cut, so she goes to the bar and has a drink. And this is a place that, most of the people who go there are white. You know, they're from like the north end of Seattle, like whatever. It's a very cheap place to drink. And so there's karaoke going on, and right? And there's only one other like black dude in the entire thing, right? And so he's had a couple. She's just got on her first drink or whatever. And so he like sees her sitting down in her chair, and he goes like this. And she's just like, and I see this happen, and she's like, "Hi, what you doing?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I just wanted to touch your hair." And she was, and no, that was exactly what happened. And I looked at him, and he's a regular, and I looked at him, I was like, "What makes you think you can touch anybody's hair?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, it's different for women." I was like, "As a black man, you should know better. You should know better."
Oh, wait, I think I heard this story.
Oh yeah, I probably told you.
Yeah.
I will help
Yeah.
you with one thing. It's a natural, not a sideshow bob hair.
Okay, sure. Well, the way it was cut was the stars. That's what I'm saying. The little that kind of thing. That's all.
Something else to go with? Just as a gay man, loving to go onto dating apps and yay. I'm sorry, I'm just not into Middle Easterns. It's just a preference.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm like, no. If your preference is of a race or you have a racial preference, you are racist. Period. Period. There is no excuse. It is not, well, it's just my preference. No. No. Period. If you say I'm not into black people, no, that's racist. I'm not into Asians. I'm just not attracted to them. No, that's racist. Guess what? That's racist. I'm like, that is the definition
I
of
think
racist.
there was like one Asian person.
Yeah, so.
Too.
But it's not that they're Asian. But it's not that they're Asian. It's not that they're Middle Eastern. It's not that they're black.
Yeah.
You just aren't attracted maybe to that person particular.
Correct.
When you're
That's it.
Like you might
I
be.
can see that.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's but I'm like, if you sit there and go, oh, immediately they're black, I'm not going to talk to them, I'm not going to date them. That is the definition of racism.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. I've actually caught myself doing that on dating apps.
I have too. I have.
Like,
Just
I
because
usually
I heard
don't date
Asian men
darker
have
than me.
small penises.
And that's a stereotype.
Absolutely.
As a gay man, I will tell you, that is a stereotype.
on that opposite side though,
Thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
I do dating apps
I
like
did
the
go black,
Emmys.
and
Like
you
I
did go
always
back.
swipe right. I always swipe right on a black person. Even if I don't talk to him, if we match, I'll always at least swipe right.
Oh my gosh.
It's like the Emmys. You always gotta vote for him. Yeah. You always gotta vote for him. Like
You know what's so bad though? Middle Eastern. Yeah, Middle Eastern. Oh yeah, Middle Eastern. Whoop, I didn't think they were very pretty.
I might not talk to Micah, but I'm gonna give her that moment. Oh my god! I'm not gonna use my super like.
It's one of those things. I'm like,
Oh my god.
one of the things we shouldn't, as a society, we should know better not to say things like that.
Yeah.
That is just like, I don't know. For me, that is just,
Yeah.
but
I wish people would check themselves more.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but for so long, when people said it, it disappeared into the ether. There are now companies that own that data.
yeah.
And now it won't ever go away. Like
Yes.
now, and this is the same thing with body
Yep.
cams and everything else coming out. Like data, sweet data, Jesus. Like 001, 01101. Like it's owned and it
That
can't
actually
go
wasn't even a
away.
second episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.